250-hour marathon of adventure responses. Thank you for coming along. Just a couple of things to say. With like all the performances, we're all playing like a relaxed performance. So lights are going to stay like this. There might be some sound, but it'll be kind of kept low. There's no like bands or anything like that. Relaxed in the way that we. Words.
That's right. It just means, basically what relaxed performance means is movement and sound from the audience is fine for the benefit of people who simply can't stay still and silent. And if you need to pop out for any reason, you're more than welcome to, and then come back any time in the hour. That's the fundamentals.
That's everything.
Yes, I believe it is actually.
Go for it, babes.
Hello, everybody. Hello, audience, and hello, everybody on the live stream. Hello, internet. My name is Alex. I'm the games master for this hour and also for the next 3 hours after this. A quick introduction to the game that we're playing for anyone who hasn't played a tabletop role-playing game before. Around me are characters, my players. Each of them will be playing an individual character that they have created themselves or crafted themselves. And I am, as the games master, I will be playing the world. I will be playing the characters within the world. And we will be going on an adventure together, telling a group story. What we will do is, as it goes along, I might ask people to roll a die. And that die will determine their success or failure at doing the things that they're trying to do. Sometimes it might be, they might state specifically, I want to do this. Other times they might be doing something and then I'll say, roll a dice. Either way, it adds a degree of uncertainty into the proceedings and makes sure that the game is fun and full of chaos. So, the story so far. Welcome to the continuing adventures of the crew and inhabitants of the Spirit of the Horizon. Previously on Adventurers Wanted, fleeing from their homeworld, following the return of a great old god who decimated their army and laid waste to the world around, the crew and inhabitants of the Spirit of the Horizon, a naval research vessel, used a strange magical tablet which contained a super powerful spell. Activating this spell at the cost of the life of their captain, they have found themselves now in a strange new world, surrounded by all kinds of inhabitants and creatures that they have never seen before. People who look like foxes, people who look like birds. And that's just the beginning of their travels. With the captain dead and a hostile and confusing world in front of them, the master and commanders of the ship have taken control, which crackles with this mysterious golden energy, causing inhabitants and crew to teleport in and out of the ship at any moment. Since they've arrived in this new world, they have fought shark people. They have saved slaves, they've met pirates, they've fought zombies, they've killed a fungal man, they've sworn allegiance to a pirate council.
Still not all right.
They fought
Good thing you weren't there.
and scuttled a ship of pirate hunters. And now, recently, they have set off, sailing into the seas in search of a fabled pirate haven called Libertalia. They have been travelling along the coastline of a place called Barsang, famous, as it's recently been told, for having been cursed by an angry god who caused the land in the centre to collapse in, creating this narrow pass that the ship must traverse down. Immediately before you joined us, the ship had turned into the pass and was starting to travel along, about 100 feet wide, very narrow, almost the same width as the ship itself. And one of the characters had looked up into the sky and spotted that they were about to be attacked. Before we dive back in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go quickly around the table. I'm going to ask everyone to introduce themselves, their character's name, what they do, what they look like, and one thing about them that makes them distinguishable to anyone who would be on board ship. I'm going to start over here again.
I'm Vachel. I am playing as Parakas Kholadin, who is a tiefling barbarian. My chief trait is my emotional instability and my need for a creative outlet. Also, I'm 7 foot tall, I'm red, and I have horns.
I'm Chloe, and I'm playing Relora Allenvol. I'm a half-elf bard, so visually not as striking as Kola. But everyone kind of knows who Relora is, partially because she likes to blow her own trumpet, or in her case, actually play her lute. Normally her just kind of being generally very loud, very shady, and practicing power chords.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm playing Ulmorn. Ulmorn is a dwarven cleric of the light. He likes to heal people, make sure everyone around's all right. He's the ship's chaplain. He is an dwarf. He's a short man with lots of armour on.
I am Isla. I am playing Noggin, who is a little gnome, and she's a rogue. She is the ship's dentist, and she's the reason why all the teaspoons are going missing.
What's your dex score?
17.
She's a very, very dexterous
Dentist.
She punched a shark in the face so hard its teeth fell out. Like, she is a good dentist.
So, Relora is on deck. Relora is the person who has spotted that they are about to be attacked by these creatures that have come flying in, dive bombing. There's 2 of them. As you wait and you look around, as you look in, you see perhaps that there are more in the skies above.
Hola awake by this
Hola
point?
has woken up,
Okay.
having sent him to sleep with a spell. About 5 minutes later, you smack him around the face to wake him up again. And Hola is awake, but he is still prone, lying on the deck at this point in time.
If I can I help him get up?
You are in combat.
Fine.
The first person to go and do anything will be Noggin. Noggin, where were you on the ship as the ship started to make its way down the pass?
I think I was probably giving someone a filling.
Whereabouts on the ship were you doing that? On deck or below deck?
Oh, below deck. I've got my own little surgery,
dentistry.
dentist studio. I don't know what they're called. I should have learned more about dentists before doing this. But yeah, I had someone there. I'd already taken their watch and was in there putting some shiny stuff in their teeth.
Wonderful. Roll me a perception check, please.
Oh, that's a good start.
That would be a critical failure.
Okay.
A 1.
So normally you would go first, but as you are below deck, you are not aware of any of this happening. You may have heard some small sort of sounds above deck that sounded slightly more animated than they would normally be. But it's a strange world and a lot's been going on recently, so the sound of a lot of animation on board the ship is kind of par for the course at the moment.
And the noise from my drill.
And the noise from from your magical drill. So as far as combat is concerned, you are not in it at the moment.
Yeah, everything's fine.
However, Relora is very much in the combat.
She's always in the combat zone.
As you look up from waking up Hola, you see these 2 like needle-toothed, screaming-faced bat wings with like shaggy, hairy legs and long, spindly arms, and they are coming down, and they are screeching as they do so. And flapping their wings. At the moment, they are possibly 50 feet above the ship, kind of around about the top of the mast and around the crow's nest.
They are out of range of anything. Well, actually, can you remind me? Does Vicious Mockery? Do they have to be attacking something already? That's the only thing I've got with a range of over 50 feet.
Vicious Mockery.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Can I cast Vicious Mockery on one of them?
You can indeed.
Okay, then I do that because that is pretty much all I've got. Again, I kind of don't want to be this filthy or rude around anyone else on ship, so I insult them in Elvish, which, for the purposes of this, has become Russian. So I stare straight at one, trying to. Can I see eyes? Does it have eyes?
Yeah, it has eyes. Yeah, and they
I
are
stare into
beady and red, and they look mean.
I stare into its eyes as confidently as I can, and just say which is like absolutely. It's really extreme, and she wouldn't want anyone to even know that she knew that insult.
Bless you.
Is anyone around? No one else. No one will speak it.
No.
What's your spell DC?
14.
That is a critical success.
Oh, damn it.
It hears your words, but
It's not scared.
it's not frightened. It doesn't look
It's
in
a playground
any.
insult.
Yeah. It kind of looks kind of happy, as much as a screaming sort of toothy mauled, angry, flying, hairy beast can do.
Okay. As a quick bonus action, can I give Chola Bardic inspiration?
You can indeed. How are you going to do that?
I mean, these things are awful. They're not as bad as giant crabs, so she can probably like quickly do something. No idea. Paula, I'm sorry to wake you from your sleep, but these have lives and we don't want them to keep them, so please do whatever you can, even if it just means punching them with your hand. I don't. I'm sorry, Holla, I'm really not good right now.
No, I'm on a jig.
I'll write you something better soon.
And what does your bardic inspiration give him? How does it? What does
1d6.
1d6 inspiration, which you can use on any skill roll or saving throw.
Any d20.
Any d20 roll,
Okay.
including attack rolls.
Mhm.
Cool. Which is convenient because it's now Hola's turn.
Cool. So I have this idea. Do we have any chains or ropes anywhere on the forecastle or the deck, on the poop deck?
Yeah, there's the chain that carries the anchor.
No.
But there's also sort of piles of rope that would normally be used to tie the ship off at port, or spare ropes for the rigging and for the sails in case they snap. So yeah, there's coils of rope all
Okay.
over. As an adventurer, you do also have 50 foot of rope.
50-foot rope.
Yeah.
So you've got a 10-foot pole.
And a 10 foot.
Okay, I take out the 50-foot rope and I tie a hand axe. What? No, what do I do? Okay, no. I make a lasso out of it.
Okay.
Okay, and I
A
tie
lasso.
a lasso.
Yeah.
I tie a hand axe to the hoop part, just to give it a bit of weight.
Oh, okay.
The plan is,
Tell me about your plan.
I'm gonna try and lasso one of the harpy-like things.
Relora knows her song wasn't great, but she's still a bit underwhelmed at what she seems to have inspired in him.
So the rope you have is about 50 feet long.
Yeah.
When you tie the lasso off, it becomes about 44 foot long,
Okay.
and the beast that is bearing down on you is about 60 foot away from you. So it's unlikely that it will catch it.
Could I use this turn to perhaps, gain a sure footing and take into account the wind speed and just aim the hell out of this next shot?
I will allow you to, if that's what you want to do, I will allow you to hold your action
Okay.
ready to try and make the throw to catch it,
Okay.
but not until it has moved. So there are these two beasts bearing down on you. Which of the two would you like to throw it at?
Nero, I guess.
There's one slightly closer. The one that's slightly closer to you has like scraggly, like wet, like drippy hair, and the other one has like no hair on the head at all. So, which of the two?
Straggly hair one.
Straggly hair.
Just having a bad hair day needs to be part of his misery.
Cool. No,
It's a
nice
its
shape.
hair.
problem. So, Holo, you're going to hold your action.
Nope.
Ready. Good luck. At which point, these two crazy beasts start to swoop down. First of all, the bald one comes in, and rather than going for the people on the deck, he swoops in to try and take the man in the crow's nest. Swoops in, flies in with his claws on his feet out, but also a claw in his hand, and he scratches at him, but he misses. And the man in the crow's nest is ready. He ducks out of the way. He then attacks again with his club. It's cocked. But he misses with the club as well. So the club crashes into the side of the crow's nest. At this point, the man in the crow's nest shouts down, "Help! We're under attack! There's flying bird things! Everybody! Deck!" Which alerts everyone on board ship, including the dentist. The second beast with the scraggly hair swoops down towards the deck. As it does so, it comes within range of your improvised lasso weapon. Remind me again of what you're intending to do with the axe part of your lasso.
Well, ideally. What would happen is the lasso would hook onto the neck, and perhaps maybe it would graze against the blade of the axe and just, slit the throat mid-air. Because
Okay,
that's how it works, right?
so
Sure.
in order
I like
to,
that.
in order to throw the lasso,
Yes.
you have to sort of flick it around your head like this. Yeah. And the axe is attached to that part as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
And then you're going to throw it and hope that it catches it.
No, they'll catch you.
Okay. Are you skilled in? Are you proficient in anything to do with ropes?
No.
Okay. I'm going to let you do this at
Okay.
a disadvantage.
Okay.
So I want you to treat it as if it is a hand axe.
Okay.
If you succeed, it will deal the hand axe damage, and the target will
Be lassoed.
will be considered grappled
Okay.
on a success.
Okay. That was a 5. So
Disadvantage.
It's a good start.
that was a 12, but never mind.
So it's a 5 total.
Plus 4, it's a 9.
Unfortunately, that was not successful.
Can I?
The
I don't know what the DC you've set for this is, but
roll me a
got me
dexterity.
okay.
Yeah, just a straight dexterity.
Which I get advantage on because of regular. No, what's it? Danger sense.
Cool. Yep.
14. 13. 14 plus 16.
So as you let go of the axe that's leading your rope off,
Yeah.
you spot almost immediately it's not going to hit, and you have the sense of mind.
Oh, that's
What's your intelligence?
You would think
No,
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 it's
actually.
13.
What's your wisdom?
Oh, that makes more sense. It's 8.
-1.
Yeah, no. You have the sense of mind to remember that the axe is connected to a rope, but the other end of the rope is currently not connected to anything. So as the rope flings out and you know it's not going to hit, you spot that it's not going to hit, and you quickly grab the other end of the rope, and you have now gained yourself
Did I forget
basically
to mention I tie it around my arm?
a returning hand axe
Okay, fine. Okay.
on a rope,
Cool, fine.
which you are not proficient in. But that does mean that you don't lose the hand axe, so you can pull it back in if you wish to do so. That is the end of your turn.
Okay.
At which point, 2 more beasts appear in the sky above. They are both about 80 feet away. They've literally just come off the tops of the cliffs above the ship. They're within reach of a distance ranged weapon, but for the majority of reasons, they would be like considered outside of most people's scope. Which brings us to Ulmorn.
Now, is it potentially likely that I was on the ship's wheel, as I do steer the ship sometimes?
Yes, as a doctor who likes to steer the ship.
I mean, it's either that or be her dentistry patient. I don't mind.
No, I'll say that you were at the helm at
Thank
this
Christ.
point.
Thank the light. Sorry. Right.
Nose bleed.
No. I step off away from the wheel, looking at all this tomfoolery that's going on board, and say, "Right, form up, and let's let them have it." How far away is the closest one?
The closest one is the one that has just had a hand axe whiz past it, and it's probably about 20. It's about 20 feet above the deck.
Sure.
In the centre of the ship. So 20, 25 feet.
Sure.
Away from where you're stood.
How far away is the one above that was swooping into the crow's nest?
That's at the very top of the mast.
Yep.
So 50 feet.
Excellent. I raise me war hammer to the sky, call out to the Lord of Light to send me a weapon to help in our battle, and I'd like that to take shape for a giant bell that starts whacking into the one at the top of the mast. I then also pull out a hand axe and throw it at the one that's flying a bit closer.
Okay.
2 for 1.
Cool. What do you need to roll?
Oh, everything. Right. The bell rolled a 13 against the one at the top of the mast.
That hits.
Splendid. I'll do them separately because that is what's gone up? 7 points of damage from the bell, just boom, smashing into the one at the top. The hand axe, it's out of the low level range of it, so I'm rolling at disadvantage. Yeah, that's a critical failure. That's what that is.
Ding. Bounces off the side of the cliff.
Right. Hang on, we're in a very tight passage and I've left the wheel.
Oh God.
Well, it's the end of my action. He's not very bright.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Look back at the wheel and say, "Oh, bugger," and that's about it.
Okay, cool. That brings us back to the top. So, Noggin, you have heard the screaming, the shouting. You've recently, literally just heard the person in charge of steering the ship say, "Oh, bugger."
And presumably a big bell.
And like a kind of ethereal but very deep, if you can imagine that.
I'm thinking
like
quite sonorous.
Yeah, but also kind of not quite there.
Yeah.
It hits you here mostly. It sort of bypasses the ears and hits you almost entirely in the diaphragm. What would you like to do?
So, I think they need some of my help. And I have fast hands, so I'm going to firstly write a little note for my patient who is a massive half-orc passed out in this grinning gnome with a drill. And so I'll just pop that on his chest and off I go.
What does it say?
BRB.
So you can make it up onto the deck with your movement,
Okay.
which means that you would be able to make an attack arriving on deck if you wanted to.
Can I use cunning action at any time?
I think so, yes.
Okay, can I just use a cunning action first to hide?
On deck?
Yeah, I'm sure there's like crates and stuff. Something I can hide behind?
Yeah, there's loads of places you could hide.
So do I have to roll for that? To hide or?
Even if it's cunning action, normally you have to roll a
stealth check, sorry.
So that is a 16.
Yeah, you will succeed, you will hide.
Okay, and then I'm going to try and, well, are they in crossbow range?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your range on your crossbow?
I have no idea.
Uh,
I haven't written that down.
2 of them should be within your normal range. The other 2 are probably within your extended range, your disadvantage range. Yes.
So I'll go for the ones that are in actual range then.
Cool. Which of the 2? You have the scraggly-haired one, and then there's the one at the top of the mast, the bald-headed.
I'll go for Baldy.
Baldy at the top of the mast.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's go. That would be a 12.
That will hit.
Ah, very good. And I get my sneak attack, right? Because I'm
You're hidden, yeah.
Okay. That's still 4. Every little helps.
Absolutely.
Well, sort of.
With a hit.
It cries out like as it hits it sort of in the bottom of the calf. As it's flying above you. It seems pretty angry, but relatively unworried by your attack. Which brings us back to Elora.
Right, so I've had the bugger, or
Oh, bugger.
that one.
Aye.
How far am I from the wheel?
You could make it there in your movement, I would say.
Okay,
You're
I
in the middle
bolt
of the
towards it.
Yeah.
I use message to say to Ulmorn, you fight. I'm no good here, but also don't tell anyone that.
It's a message so I can reply, right?
I don't like.
No.
Message reply. You reply on the message. 90% sure.
I think it's just
So,
the words.
so far, I don't know if I have to be at a higher level. So far, people haven't been able to reply to my messages.
In which case, I just shout back, "Do you know how to steer this thing?"
Do you know how to steer this thing?
I shout. Oh, message is still another action, isn't it? If I were to say out loud again, I just go, I'll pick it up.
Right.
I'm
That's
trying,
reassuring.
I'm trying to. Well, there's not much leeway. But I don't know if this has to happen like over the course of the next couple of times. But something I'm trying to do as well is tying the wheel with some rope because I'm not incredibly strong, and I want that to try and bolster it a bit. So it's just me doing a little bit side to side. But like I have no range. I can't. I'm not of any use.
So you had to use your action to cast message.
Yeah.
So you can.
Okay.
I'll let you grab a piece of rope, but you would have to wait until the next turn to lash off the.
I wait. I wanted to do it as message because I don't want everyone else to know what a failure I am.
Okay.
But
Holla.
I know.
No.
Holla, you are up.
Okay.
So you now have. There's still one of the flying beasts is at the top of the mast. Another one is probably about 20 foot away from you in the air above you, very much like heading towards you.
I see. Could I pull back the rope and get my axe back within the turn?
Yes.
Okay. I do so.
Cool.
Cool.
Would you like? I will allow you to do that as your. I will allow you to do that as either your action or your movement.
Movement.
Okay. So you stand still where you are.
Yeah.
What would you like to do for your action?
I have both my axes, just one each hand. I don't bother to untie it from the rope. I just keep it there.
Okay.
That'll come in useful, I'm sure. And I just start waving the axes around to get the bird's attention.
Okay. I mean, he's very much. You are the center of its attention already.
Awesome. Then that's like hi.
Like helping it to land.
Yes.
You're signalling.
I can't say I've taken too much psychic damage already. So yes, I'm just ready myself to. As soon as it's within like 3 or 4 feet, then
Yeah.
I'm ready to jump at it.
Cool. Okay. I will allow you to ready that action
Okay.
because you're pretty sure it's just gonna like clatter into you.
Okay.
So I will allow you to do that. Okay. Because at that exact moment,
Mm-hmm.
it clatters into you. It comes down feet first, bang, lands in the deck, literally like 2 foot in front of you.
Okay.
You get an attack.
Excellent. Can I go reckless?
Yeah?
Oh. 14.
Hits.
Oh, excellent.
Hey.
Okay, good, great. So I have 2 axes. Should I roll both of them, or just the one first, and then do another 2 rolls for the second?
Roll both the attacks first.
Okay. That's 18. That's 19. So that was 23. So
Both hit.
okay, excellent.
So roll all the damage.
5 and 5.
5 damage.
Yeah.
Total.
10 damage total.
10 damage total. Cool. Okay.
Is that the one she hit as well?
Nope.
Oh.
This is the one with the scraggly wet hair. It lands on the deck in front of you, and you think it's gonna scream and like hit you, but instead it looks deep into your eyes, and you hear, instead of this pitching scream,
Yeah.
you hear this beautiful, melodious, mellifluous sounding voice, like a whispered tune that you remember from your youth. I want you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Hits the sky like a gravity.
That's more psychic damage.
I'm gone already. It's
The
fine.
out of world references.
What do you want to roll?
A wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I will also require everyone else to roll a
Okay.
wisdom saving throw.
Sorry. I got
Would this
10.
be versus magic?
Oh, you.
She's a gnome.
No. No.
Worth a try.
19 from me.
6.
Oh no, wait. Yeah, 19.
19?
9.
6?
10.
Relora just hears screaming. Just
Right.
hears this awful atonal wail. Everyone else hears this beautiful song. Each of you hears a different song that you remember from your childhood. You are now charmed, which means that on your go, you cannot attack this beast, and you must use your movement to move towards it.
Excellent.
Okay. The one at the top of the mast is going to attack with claw, which it succeeds in, and does the damage, and then bash at the man in the crow's nest, which also hits for just that. So he takes some damage up there, but he stays up in the crow's nest. He's kind of hunkered down, and that flying creature remains up above, engaged in battle with the man there. He's going to take a few swipes at it while he's up there. He's going to hit it. Cool. Yeah, so it takes a bit of damage while it's up there. There's obviously a scuffle going on up above. The other two that were higher up, they fly down to get closer into range. They're both about 30 foot away from the ship, again above. So within a ranged action, but not engaged yet. Olmorn.
I'm charmed by this one. Does that mean I'm charmed by all of them at the moment?
Roll a insight check.
Sure. That is a 10.
You don't know.
So,
You know that you're charmed by this one, and it is the best thing you've ever seen, and you cannot wait to be right next to it.
yeah.
Other than that, you don't know anything about what's going on with the others.
Right, in which case I'm assuming my spiritual weapon just sort of stays floating and doesn't do anything, because I would normally want it to attack that one, but
You are not charmed. Yeah, no. Your spirit. You could use your spiritual weapon to attack the one at the top.
Right. Well, then I will do that and take my movement directly towards the one that's engaged with him.
Yeah.
Because I'm charmed by it. I want to get close to it.
Yeah.
It's more of a sort of enforced, like dwarven military march towards it. A kind of like the rigors of military training in youth, like a sort of chest together, marching forward. That's the song I'm hearing anyway. In the meantime, the spiritual weapon rolls a 14.
That hits.
Splendid. And does 6 points of force damage. Boom! Rings out.
Wonderful.
Am I standing right next to the other one?
You have moved up and you are stood right next to Hola.
Just gazing into the
just gazing lovingly in front of it, about 5 foot away.
You have delightful hair.
Noggin, you're up. You are also charmed.
So the song I'm hearing is a bit different. It's more like, come on, let's twist again. So I start twisting towards this creature.
Clearly, we come from very different worlds. All walks of life here.
I'm loving life, but I'm still going to try and take a shot at, I'm aimed at this one, so whatever's got Baldy, I'm going to try and shoot him as I'm dancing.
Yeah, you can do that.
That would be an 18.
That hits.
Do I still get sneak attack because it's engaged with the other dude?
No.
Quite obvious.
No, you are quite obvious. You are dancing across the deck, singing.
Okay, that is 8 damage.
8 damage. It screeches out in pain. It looks pretty bad. Its wings are starting to like get a bit tatty. It's like really putting effort into staying up in the air. Yeah, it doesn't look very happy.
Can I roll against the charm effects at the end of my turn? Is that? Are we allowed to do that?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
I'll try that as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a 24.
That is a success.
Right, I'm suddenly become aware I'm in front of a harpy and just boom, shields back up again. So I'm not a fan.
80?
That is also a success.
I stopped dancing.
Yeah. You are right in front of it. You are moving towards it, pretty close to it. But now you're both immune to it, so you're very aware, like...
What was that?
What started out as...
Some magical effect, lass, don't worry.
Okay.
What started out as you sort of dancing over there has now become like a walk with purpose. Like... cool. Relora.
Okay, so I've seen these guys be just suddenly very quickly affected, but shake it off, it seems.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think she's quite intelligent enough to have put all the numbers together to realise it was to do with the sound. So she's still got the rope. She's trying to stabilise the whole ship, but stabilise the wheel. I think just because it's like she's just trying to throw out whatever she can, she goes for vicious mockery again on the one that looks weakest. And this time, because she kind of wants to try and bolster everyone else's confidence a little bit more. It's not so much mocking as just threatening. And what she says is, everything else that has crossed us in this world has died. Which is just matter of fact.
Spell DC?
14.
It does not pass, so you catch it.
Yep.
And it cannot comprehend what you are saying, but just the sound of your voice in its head makes it like gives it physical pain.
I think it's just a D4.
It's 1d4.
2.
2 psychic
points of
damage.
Something.
It's confused a little. Not.
I've baffled it. Right.
Hola.
Am I still charmed by this thing?
You are, and you will be until the end of this turn.
Mm-hmm.
You can move. You can only move towards it, which you are, and you are basically right in front of it. Roll a wisdom check. Just roll a straight wisdom.
Okay.
You are only aware of this thing in front of you, really.
No, that's fine. Yeah. It's the one oasis in the past half hour of chaos. I guess that's my turn. I just walk towards it. I don't know. Maybe I try to hug it. It's like, Mom.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You, however, can reroll.
Maybe here's what I do. I hug it tight. I try to hug it to death.
Would you hug your mum to death?
Yes.
Just checking.
Roll a strength check at disadvantage.
Okay. Well, that was a 12. I got 9 twice, so 12.
You grab it,
And
you basically have it grappled,
Okay.
but you don't do any damage to it.
Okay.
So you're just literally holding on to it, and it is confused.
We're just in a
super
very
confused.
warm, tight embrace.
It was already confused about the sound of the voice in its head that it didn't understand. Now it's being hugged. But you get to roll your wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 6.
You are still charmed.
Okay.
And it is holding on to you. You are holding on to it, and it is holding on to you.
Till death do we part.
Till someone's death does us part. At which point, it's go. It takes off. It takes off with...
It's flying
With
off.
you hugging
Oh
it.
shit! Right, sorry.
It's now flying with you.
It's flying off. You weigh it down. You're huge, so you're pretty heavy. So it's not used to carrying that much weight. Nevertheless, it still does. It gets about 20 foot off the deck, and it looks like it's sort of heading up towards away from the ship. Good luck. The one.
Do I still have my axes on me?
Yeah. You
Alright.
didn't put them away, so I guess
No.
you kind of just had them in your hands and just.
No.
And now you're up, but you're really happy about it because you love this thing.
Grand.
The one at the top attacks
We're walking in the
and does a
Oh,
couple
that's good
bits
fun.
of damage, but everyone's okay. Yep, he stays up in the tower, and he attacks. He does not succeed. No damage. It still remains up there. It's looking pretty angry. Right, the other two land on the deck of the ship. And they come into combat with Ormore.
Alright.
So, the first one attacks you with its claw. 13.
Dong.
And then another one with the club that it's holding in its hand for a 19.
Yeah, that gets through.
And it does 3 damage to you.
Oh, that really hurts.
Yeah, exactly.
CAC, is it what, 17 or 90 something?
80.
18.
The other one lands
Shield and massive armor.
to the side of it and attacks with the claw and the club for a 15 and a 14. Bouncing off. That is the end of their go. We are back to Ormore.
Right. Not a fan of this. Not a fan in any way. He's being carried off. There's
To a better world.
He's still above the deck of the ship at the moment. but
There's
it's
two
clear that
around-
it's trying to take him away.
there's 2 around me.
Yeah.
Right. And there's Miss Spirit's weapon still attacking the one up on the crow's nest.
Yeah, which looks pretty battered by now.
Yeah. First thing it does is smack the one on the crow's nest and tries to take it out. That is a 20.
Natural?
No.
Yep, that hits.
For 11 points of damage.
It bangs into it, destabilizes it, it loses consciousness, and it falls slamming onto the deck of the ship, and blood just trickles out of it, and it's dead.
Right, and then I turn to one of the ones in front of me. It don't matter which one, really. Raise my shield, raise my hammer, and go, do you want some? Fine. And smack it with the hammer. So, 22
That hits.
and 8 points of damage.
Okay. Wonderful.
Can I also start the spiritual weapon moving a bit further down towards the deck and move 20 feet? So
Yeah, no problem. I'll
Cool.
be there at the end of the next turn.
Still ringing gong, gong, gong.
Yeah, cool. Noggin.
Noggin does not like having her head messed with, so she's gonna try and get this this one that's flying away. Can I try and again jump behind something and try and hide? Anything new?
Cunning action, isn't it? Hiding?
Yeah. Action.
Yeah.
That is a 16 again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna try and aim for the wings to try and stop it from flying.
Which one are you aiming at? The one that?
The one that's holding him. I'm
Yeah,
assuming the wings
absolutely.
are kind of away from him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is a
Not your day.
critical failure.
Another one. What did you hit? What did you try and hit it with?
With my crossbow.
Yeah, the bolt
Oh,
just.
I didn't. Am I allowed to use fast hands to reload it? It's a free action.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's,
That's
it's,
what I did.
It's loaded for your next turn. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's already there, please.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Relora.
By this point, have I managed to kind of tie the rope off the other end and just about secured things?
Roll.
Or is that what I'm doing with this go?
You can either spend your action to tie it off, or you can hold on to it and make a.
How straight does this course look? Will I be okay if I tie it off in a fixed position?
Yeah. Yeah, you will. You will. At the moment. So at the moment you're moving down. It's still moving down. The wind is blowing quite strongly from behind. At the moment it's quite long and thin and straight. But you can see ahead, maybe 80, 100 foot, maybe that it does start to veer a little bit around the corner. So you might not want to tie it off forever.
But tying it off for now, I mean, I'm not strong, so okay, yeah, I use my action just to tie the rope off, to secure the wheel and try to make sure that the ship doesn't get entirely crushed, whilst there's no one to really control it.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's all I.
Hola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are holding on to it. You still love it.
Could I maybe at this point roll to get out of being charmed?
Not until the end of your turn.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm just loving life. It's great.
You stroke it a little bit.
I stroke it with perhaps the hilt of my blade.
The hilt of your blade. Yeah, it's fine. It loves the hilt of your blade.
Oh.
It's the sharp part of your blade it doesn't like.
Oh shit, that's what. Yeah.
Cool. So you're still holding on to it. At which point it becomes its turn. You get to roll a wisdom saving throw first. Nope. Still holding on.
It was a non-natural one.
At this moment, pulled so many ones. At this moment, the other members of the crew who have up to this point been furtling around below decks getting ready appear up there, and there is a barrage suddenly of crossbowmen, people with knives
God.
who have appeared on the decks.
Bloody time.
They fire.
Lots.
Yeah, they're like 8 crossbow bolts fire out, and they mostly go into the 2 that are on the deck. Let's see whether any of them go towards you.
I was doing fine with my crossbow.
It's cocked.
Didn't need help.
Nope. And so they felling one of them. The other one looks very. It's got crossbow bolts sticking out of it here and here, and it uses its action to fly away and get as far out of reach as possible as it heads back up towards the top of the cliffs. Hola.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one last chance to make your wisdom saving throw and break your charm, or you are going with it.
Come on.
I don't want to look. 12.
You pass.
Hey.
Roll a strength check.
Alright. 16. 19.
You break free of it.
Uh-huh.
You drop. You're about 50 foot above the water to the side of the ship.
Okay.
To the side, as in like the
Just
tiny.
to the front and the side. There's
Okay.
there's a gap here. There's a gap, sort of 25 foot on either side of the ship.
Well, I was going to ask how deep is the water, but I guess I'm going to find out.
You take 3 bludgeoning damage
Okay.
from hitting the water,
Mm-hmm.
and you drop below the surface. What is your constitution modifier?
2.
2. Everyone on board ship has 12 seconds to get him out of the water, or he starts to drown. And that's where we're going to end this out. Thank you very much for playing, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. I'm going to hand back over to Kat, who's our stage manager. And she will tell you useful things.
Thank you all for coming to watch us. Thanks everyone watching on Twitch. I'm going to pass over to these guys and then finish up if anyone wants to plug anything else. Or
Yes, please. Actually, right now what's happening is we're doing Open Heart Surgery, which is a play we're doing it's called by 6 every day until the 13th. Today's our first show, but come tomorrow. It's about a conservative therapist who's dealing with a first gay couple. And it's a lovely theatre play about just the tragedy of marriage and romance and that kind of stuff, and dealing with what it means to actually love another person. It's a tearjerker, 6:15. Please come at Holyrood here.
Chris?
Yeah, I work on a bunch of shows. I'm a freelance PR. So there are 16 shows over the Fringe that I'm working on, including this one. It's best if you check out my website, which is chrishislop.com. Do you want to jump in on what Chris Hislop is like, but no relation?
Like Ian, but no relation.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. So there's lots there to look at. It's mostly quite culty stuff like this. So if that's your sort of thing, then have a look there. Also, check out shows and sweet venues. They are super cool.
Yeah.
You can. We are here. Obviously, it's 250 hours all together. So there's still many, many, many more hours to go. So feel free to drop back like any time. We're here for 10 hours every day. So like 10 to 3, and then 5 to 10 every day, apart from the 24th and 25th.
That's correct.
Or you can tune in on Twitch TV.
You can also buy a player ticket if you want, and we'll make you up a character especially for you. If you've never played before, don't worry. We've had like 10 people so far who've never played before in their lives.
Great.
Yeah.
I think that's everything.
It is?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
Cool.
guys.
Thank you.
We've got a swift turnaround now for the next one, but have a lovely day. It's just out the doors you came through. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Right.